opening on the boardwalk is so pointless. The only reason it's here is to refresh everyone's memories and show where everyone's at right now, but it does nothing for the plot. Like, you could take it out and nothing changes. This book has zero focus. Like, it's just things happening, and normally that's fine, but when there's no end goal or the end goal is constantly changing, it's hard to get invested. Book 1, Lady Midnight, is like a tree. Its trunk is like its main plot, you know, like solving this murder mystery, and subplots branch out. But it maintains focus and investment using that main plot. You want to know who the killer is and how we're going to stop him if we can. This book is like a pile of sticks. This book feels so detached from the first. Lady Midnight was so defined, so articulate. And then we have Lord of Shadows here. Its plot wanders aimlessly, which, yeah, makes it unpredictable, but also makes it impossible to get sucked into. As Emma talked, Christina's face grew more and more pinched with worry. Is Mark all right? I think so. He can be really hard to read sometimes. Really hard to read? Someone called him a fairy slur and he stormed out of the room. What do you mean he's hard to read? Ty, Kit, and Livy exchanged confused looks. Livy's face was tight with anger. Ty's was expressionless. That makes no sense. So they all look confused. Gotcha. But now you're also saying Livy's face was tight with anger and Ty's was expressionless. Like I see what you're going for, but like, who edited this? Tears rose up in her throat? You could say tears welled up in her eyes, or you could describe the feeling of a lump rising in your throat. Like, tons of authors have come up with creative ways of describing that feeling. But tears rose up in her throat? Did anyone edit this? I do like this motif of lying. Looking at the different forms, analyzing them, making it into a common theme. So this book is like a bunch of sticks glued together. Like, it's not a tree, but progress. That ending was so abrupt. Like this whole plot is just sloppy. I love Cassandra Clare and her books and her writing, but this just isn't her best work. There were elements I really liked and scenes I really liked, like Alex telling off Zara, bless. And I love this world that Cassandra Clare has built and her characters and their relationships, but this book as a whole was really disappointing. I wonder what everyone else thinks.
Lord of Shadows was fantastic. In my opinion, better than Lady Midnight. Lord of Shadows did not disappoint. It was a really, really fantastic sequel, and I don't think there would be really much I would change about it.
Lady Midnight was about a 3 to 3.5 star book for me, but this one was a solid 4 stars, and I absolutely loved it.
I laughed, I cried, I got mad, I had all of the different feelings while reading this book. It is incredible.
What? Am I a terrible person for not wanting to watch all these book reviews that praise it? I mean, I'm all up for opening your mind to other opinions, but when someone else clearly has different criteria for what makes a book good, what's the point? It's like going to a 13-year-old boy in the middle of puberty, all hopped up on those manly urges, for a review on Transformers 4. It's pointless because what makes a movie good for him isn't what makes a movie good for me. And listening to him praise Transformers 4 isn't going to change that. Oh my god! Everyone loves this book but me! The haters!
911, what's your emergency?
They're coming for me!
Who?
The haters!
Can you be a little more specific?
I read this book, you see, and everyone loves it except me, and now...
What book?
Lord of Shadows? You understand, don't you? I'll feel so alone. Great Scott! Spider-Man, this really isn't a good time. I'm not just any Spider-Man. I'm Spider-Man from the future. Look, we all know the only reason you're here is because you showed up in Just Finished Hammer of Thor by Rick Riordan. Link in the description below. Which this video is a juxtaposition of. So? You're right, keep talking. You just finished the second book in the Dark Artifices series, right? Lord of Shadows. Why else would I be crying on the bathroom floor? You must listen to me, young Allison. There is a way to get all the feels out without offending anyone. Okay. Express your opinion. Let people know what you thought of the book, but do it in a respectful manner. In theory, the commenters will also be respectful. Tell them about the problems you found, but also acknowledge the good things. Be understanding. Cassie is doing the same amount of book writing, but in half the time. Mistakes are going to be made. You're right, Spider-Man. Let's just hope you're also right about not getting hate comments.